Jamaica, let's see how those people actually went. First, we're gonna look at the numbers, and let's start with that. 2.8 million people in this country, and you can see start going down. Pretty interesting. But 1955, 1.5 million people living with a 2% increase in population. That would be roughly 30,000 people. Minus 22,000 in migration, median age around 21 years old, fertility rate, one of those nonsense, 4.5. They got at some point 5.7, almost 6 per woman, which is insane. It's like, women can have like 1 or maybe 2 kids, and some of those in this period are going to have like 10 kids. That's insane in my opinion. Urban population around 28%. 28%. Now 2025, fast forward, now we have 2.8 million people, and they start going down by the last year, which is pretty interesting. Yearly change around minus 0.07%. That will be roughly around 2,000 people. Migration still on minus 11,000 people. Median age 32 years old. Fertility rate much more manageable, 1.3, and they got below replacement by the year of the 2010. Urban population 60% now. In the future, they're gonna say by 2050 the population is gonna reach 2.5 million people with a growing rate about minus 0. Let's say minus 1%, around that. Yearly change around 23,000. Migration around 10,000. Median age around 46. And fertility rate again 1.4, slightly increased but not that much. Urban population around 77%. Life expectancy is very high here, 71 years old for both sexes. Females 74, males 70. Those are really good numbers. Infant mortality rate 15.1, and death under age of 5 18.4. So yeah, those are very high now. So the medical system not exactly exists there, let's say. Ethnic group here 76 are Afro-Jamaicans and Afro-Europeans, 15%. Those are the main ones. Christianity at 70%, and no religion at 21%, which is pretty interesting. Official language is English. Very interesting in that. Let's see how that is gonna play. Gini coefficient in 2021 was 40 or 0.4, depends how you want to calculate that. It's very high. They say medium inequality, it's high. 40, it's a very high number, I would say. Demographic, as you can see here, the pyramid, they have some downs here at some point, but look at this. They have a male surplus in population by the age of 26, and then they're gonna go with a female surplus population. You're gonna see the base is getting narrower. It was narrow at some point and then got wider again. Now hopefully it's gonna stay that narrow and gonna continue narrowing, because even though they have like 2.8 million, it was 1.5 in 1955. Now I suspect the population in Jamaica is supposed to be at the most like 500,000 to do really well. So yeah, we're gonna see how those people live in a moment. Economic here, well, probably not that much. Okay, GDP only 20 billion US dollars in 2024, and PPP around 33 billion dollars, which is pretty much, I would say, nothing, especially for such a pretty big country, I would say. Growing rate is 1.3 in 2024, 2.6 in 2023, so they kind of got down. Per capita, it's 7,500 US dollars, which is nothing, and much lower than we saw in Puerto Rico. So it's going to be interesting to see how those people live. Those numbers are not telling the entire story. That's why we're going there, to see how exactly things are looking. And PPP around $12,000 per capita. Agriculture 7.5%, industry 21, and services 71, which is 2017. Pretty decent service industry, but clearly they don't do it that well. Average net salary, well, we have these numbers too. In the pounds, they say in the average net salary it's around $2,000. That's pretty high. That's very high. But I think it's for a year, not per month, so it's extremely low then. Yeah, $2,300 per year, I believe it is. I'm not sure, but I believe it's per year. Yeah, not a great one. Clearly not that much taxes that they have, from 2,500 US dollars to 2,300. Not that much, which is a good thing, but yeah, not so well. Unemployment 3.5% in October 2024. Those are really good numbers compared with others. Pretty decent. They export a lot to United States and Netherlands, probably some rum, and they import a lot from United States and Colombia, which is again pretty interesting. Now, corruption here in this country, as you can see on the map, well, not exactly low, but we've seen worse, so yeah, not that great. 44 points just, and down 4 points. more corrupt country. They are perceived as a more corrupt country, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. Inequality, we can already see that, but let's check it here anyway. From Jamaica. Oh, I got too low. Jamaica, it's Caribbean, it's upper middle income in the category, and again 40 points, 37. They got even more inequality with time. So yeah, 0.4 or 40 points, not exactly pretty one. Historically, well, let's see how those people used to live. Again, colony of Jamaica, clearly a British one, so I expect to do pretty good, but judging by those numbers, maybe not so much. So let's see how those people actually live here in Jamaica. This is probably the Kingston, the capital, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's the Kingston. That's pretty interesting. Let's go here. Let's check the Kingston, how they look. Keep in mind, not a huge country, not a huge island, as you can see, and they are home to almost 3 million people. So yeah, the good thing is the population is going down. The bad thing, corruption and inequality is going up. So yeah, not ideally, but dropping in population, it's gonna tell me a lot of the good stories. And migration, it's on minus, so I think not exactly great there, but still, let's see how those people actually live. And keep in mind that we just saw Puerto Rico, and I was kind of impressed with that. I kind of like it, and the money seems to be pretty decent per capita there, but clearly a lot of inequality, and things are not looking that great for the average guy. But again, there are a lot of people there, so the population has to go down. I still believe the population is supposed to go down overall the world around 2% per year. It's not something exaggerated. I think with 2% per year we can achieve by the next century a much better. Oh, it's a BMW. That's expensive car. This is 2025 March, very recently. With 2% decrease in population, we can achieve some sort of a good quality. Oh, those are chairs. We can achieve some good quality for everyone by the next century. Now, cars here pretty decent, I have to say. Houses, well, not so bad, but again, those bars on the windows, it just kind of tell a story. Maybe it's not for the crime rate, but I highly doubt that. Maybe it's for something else. Maybe they have some wild animals that are gonna come here, but I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's from the poverty, and they have a lot of crime rate, and yeah, I don't see barbed wire, which is pretty good. At least they don't have that, so that's a good thing. But still, not exactly a great place either. What's happened here? Like a university, or what is this? Maybe some presidential building, who knows? But it looks pretty good, and this is 2024. I like they have those recent made. I'm not sure if they have other made before that, or just I got so lucky then just they just start making those reviews, and I'm the one of the first one that see them or make videos about them, which is pretty good. But I think it's a pretty interesting to see how those people actually, when it's recent, this is 2018, okay, not that recently, but at least we see some idea how those actually, how those numbers translate, because those numbers not gonna tell you the whole story. It's just pretty much as a context I add them. I don't trust the GDP, I don't trust even the Gini index, I don't trust even the population numbers, I don't trust them, but it's gonna tell me a story and what can I expect here. In some countries it's gonna get better on the ground than others, and the other country is going to be exactly the opposite, but we're going to see. From above, there seems to be a bit jammed together, but at least they have a lot of trees, some sort of the trees in those regions, and that's going to make it more pleasant to live there. Now here, probably a rich neighborhood, judging by the houses, how they are put them together. I would say we have some pools there also. On the ground, doesn't look that great. The road is not that great. Fences pretty big, but again we don't have that barbed wire, which is nice, but looks pretty good. I'm not sure exactly the quality of those 360 street views, but now it's a bit better. Yeah, the houses, they're big and nice, so clearly those are the rich neighborhoods. And again, judging by that GDP, probably this is how the rich looks like here. It's not exactly like Puerto Rico. We're gonna see a much better rich neighborhoods, but here it looks pretty decent. Yeah, it is on the garbage side, so I'm okay with that, but the trash can is not exactly that great, let's face it. Here the roads get better, not even having a fence there, so maybe the crime rate is not exactly. That's an Audi, that's an expensive car, by the way. European cars, they're expensive everywhere, especially in Europe. Yeah, those trash cans, not exactly what I would like to see. Some solar panels, and this is 2018, pretty good. And again, those trash, maybe they have some wild animals and they just go there and then destroy them. I don't know. But yeah, those houses in this region looks very rich, and look at them from the above. They have pools, solar panels, big yards on the hills. They're doing pretty well in this region right here. Yeah, as you can see, not exactly. They have some bad examples, maybe. Not sure. But for a country like that, seems to do pretty well, I guess. For that economy, living in a place like this, probably you're gonna do pretty well. So you're gonna perceive at least as very rich. Unfortunately, we don't have that many street views on those streets, only the main one, but it should be enough to see. Yeah, somebody just started building. I think it's kind of stupid to build something like this. I'm not sure exactly how many people is gonna live in this house, but it's way too big for, let's say, even 4 people. I would say it's too big. And it's gonna eat a lot of money, and you can see they cannot even finish the construction because they pretty much, I believe, they run out of the money. So yeah, not exactly a good planning. Let's say here, yeah, this house not so appealing, but the neighboring house looks pretty good. At least the yard looking pretty good. Here I'm not sure exactly what happened, but again, doesn't look that well. Some garbage here, again, not a nice thing to see. Those wires not exactly on my taste. It's a bus station. No, it's not a bus station, but it's someone cooking something here, which I will not trust to eat from that, but I guess it's one of those culture thing that they have there. Probably somebody running for a mayor or whatever. They try to lie to those people. Hey, we're gonna be better with me and all that stuff. Yeah. Kingston, it's a nice name. Life there so far for the average guy, not exactly that great. Again, one of those big houses. It's just, this one is much better. I like this one, much better house. I don't like the bars there, but again, and the front of the yards, again, this one is supposed to be green here. Okay, maybe you cannot intervene because the city has to do it, but at least you can plant some grass and it looks much nicer. But probably they need them from the sidewalk. I'm not sure exactly who planned this one, but it wasn't actually a great planning. This house, again, if you take out the bars and plant more trees, it's gonna look much better, but I guess they don't. And it's pretty decent size. Road, I think it's a bit too wide, maybe. Ooh, this guy got smashed in the back. Pretty bad. Yeah, house is a bit on the big side, I would say. I'm not sure exactly how it's gonna be on the inside, but yeah, pretty. I mean, a luxury house supposed to be like 250 square meters, and the regular house around 150, 200 meters, square meters, around that. Anything more than that, I think it's kind of a waste of space, but maybe it's just me. Again, those cameras doesn't look that great, and this is 2024. That's a new car. That's a Honda. That's an expensive one, actually. And that's an Isuzu that I don't think we have in Europe, but still expensive. And that's another Honda. Ooh, they like reliable cars here. Pretty good for them. They have good taste on car, at least. Yeah, things here. I think that's a Citroen. I'm not sure exactly. That's now a bus station. Not so well here. And this is the Kingston. This is the capital, but probably again a lot of people are gonna live here, jam it together. Ooh, they have a nice hill here. Probably this is a great place to build for rich people. Yeah, you can see it right here, but I don't think they're that rich. I don't see pools here. But it's a gated community, I think, right? Yeah, it's a gated community, so maybe they're not exactly that poor. It's just, oh, they use electric cars. Digicel, I think that's the provider from the, I don't know, TV, phone, internet. This one, we check them, they are rich, we don't have to check them again. Those streets that are very close to the rich ones, let's see how those people live. Well, not exactly as the rich one, but still not so bad either. I mean, pretty good, pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, this one actually pretty nice. And they don't have bars on the window. So maybe it's not exactly a problem with crime rate. It's just how the people try to like to build it. But I kind of highly doubt that somebody wants to build bars on the window. So probably some people are more scared than others. And they go in for bars on the windows. Not everybody is doing it. But yeah, even this guy has a cage here. That's a Volkswagen. That's a European car, which is not cheap, by the way. Ooh, this one is actually a very nice house. Look at this. I kind of like it. So some people do have pretty good houses. Even here, see? Look at the numbers. Doesn't look that great, but on the ground, it's the same story that I told him in a Puerto Rico video. There is a limited number of jobs that they can provide this kind of a life. If the population multiplied themselves beyond the number of the good jobs, you're gonna end up with shitty ones. And government likes those shitty jobs because they can charge a lot of money for taxes and then transfer that money to the government, and then they can steal it much easier from there. And that's why don't say anything about it. What is happening here? Is like a police raid or what? Where is the police car? Is this one or is just... Oh, it's a prison? Oh, no. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but I don't like this one. Police hiding with undercover cars, and that doesn't gonna be like a high trust society when you have things like that. Oh, they have it here. Probably it's police. They stopping everybody or what? Yeah, not a good place, I would say. And with that high corruptions, and probably all those cops gonna take some pride to just leave you alone. Oof, not a great for tourist industry, I would say. But I guess even for native population there, but hey, they like it, just the way it is. What else can we see? Oh, this part of the town is pretty unexplored, let's say, by those cameras. So yeah, even it's again, it's a very poor country by the numbers. It doesn't look so bad here. Looks pretty good. Let's try other parts of the island. Clearly it's gonna be one of those touristy islands. Most likely it looks nice. It's just in a Caribbean. It's Jamaica, for God's sake. It's probably, I'm not sure, but maybe it's the first country. Jamaica and Cuba probably is the first countries that you think when you think Caribbean Sea and rum. And nice beaches and palm trees and all that good nice stuff. That's a boat. That's some sort of device. What phone is this one? Look at this. This is 2017. It's an iPhone 4 probably. Yeah, the lake. This one is, I think, not like the lake. It's a bay area. Looks pretty good. Have some houses there that are looking pretty expensive. Let's check this beach right here. Probably it's gonna be amazing. Yeah, it looks nice. A bit crowded, but this is 2016. Ooh, quite a while ago. Population is still growing back then. Looking pretty nice. Okay, unfortunately, we don't have 360s to check our street views. But look at this guy. Ooh, that's a rich one. This is how you know it. Probably that's where Usain Bolt is gonna live, in a house like this probably. And not a bad one. It's a nice place in Jamaica. Here I can see. Oh, that's even more rich. Oh god, looking pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, you can see maybe, yeah, poor people on the paper, but in the reality they have good roads. Yeah, the crime rate probably not exactly as low, and the medical system not so great. Probably the education system the same. I didn't click there, but okay. Have some nice pool here, some guys, probably those are the owners, who knows. There even some nice hills here. They seems to do pretty well here. Let's check this part here. Yeah, clearly we're gonna have some impoverished population. Those number has to get dragged down by quite a significant number of people not doing so well. But again, population is going down, not as fast as they might need it. Again, they don't see that. I don't see that 2%. But at least it's a start, I guess. Probably again by the next century is gonna be a much different thing. I don't know exactly why they stay with the back on the sea and not with the front of them, but I'm not sure exactly. Maybe something more interesting happening here. And I will not stay in the sun like that. Just it's gonna get some cancer at some point. It doesn't matter how much sunscreen you apply. Yeah, the beach is pretty nice. I like it. This house or bars, whatever it is, look at those nice doors, windows, whatever it is. Yeah, it looks. They have some nice places here. Clearly, for tourists, it's a nice destination. I'm not sure about driving here. When I see that police right there, probably is gonna stop you and they're gonna find something wrong and you have to pay some money. Not a good place, I would say, to make some money, but it's a corrupt country, so yeah, you have to keep that in mind when you go there. I'm not saying that, the numbers saying it, but yeah, be careful with that. But otherwise, here the landscape are amazing, pretty nice. We are here in a touristy area, most likely. Yeah, very developed. Not a big fan of that, but again, it's probably gonna be much safer. Here in the room, not sure exactly what animal that's supposed to be. Yeah, those TVs should be banned altogether. I don't see the point of the TVs in a hotel room. Make the room much better. Don't just use this white one. It doesn't look that great, in my opinion. They need some nice hotel planning here. That is not one of them. Here, much better. See, I kind of like it. These individual houses with a lot of colors. Nice patio here, nice front beach property. That's better. I would stay there. That's a much better. I would stay there. 100% I would stay there. Let's check the road here. Probably pretty decent. So yeah, it is pretty decent, the road. That's an interesting bus. And this is 2023. So again, recently. I like those houses. Yeah. Very nice indeed. What else can we find here? Let's go on the other part of the island. I can remember the golden age of piracy here in Jamaica, in Kingston. Pretty interesting place back then. I don't see a lot of garbage, so that's pretty good from them. So yeah, this one is kind of put them together. Maybe they're gonna take them at some point, but it looks pretty good. Pretty good. Jamaica, it's kind of rising, let's say. Hopefully, again, they have to go down in the corruption department to actually see things working. I have no idea what's happening here. They have some bed here, but they don't have a wall. I'm not sure exactly how this is working, but it looks like an unfinished house and a bit too big. Also, yeah, not a good planning again. I never saw a bedroom without a wall. But yeah, see, you can see things for the first time. Yeah, clearly the population is way too much for a place like this. I can see it from the satellite, but seems to do pretty decent from what I can see. Again, improve the medical system, the education, and lowering the corruption and the population, and the economy will follow. Pretty fast, actually, will follow. But you need a lot of work and commitment and dedication for that, and not politicians are not the one to do it. So yeah, but at some point you need the help. Here the backside road looks pretty good. I like this one. Let's check this one. Probably the main road from Kingston to the northern coast. So yeah, it's gonna look, well, not so great actually here, at least this one. And how those people live here, again, not that great. But again, it's not even a coastline, so you can actually have some job in the tourist industry. Oh, this is clearly some new way of building. Gated community, unfortunately I cannot go to check them, but judging by how they look from above, small yards, I don't like it. Not that many trees, I don't like it. But again, if they have good roads, fine, but immediately outside you can see the more poverty. Look at it by the roof, how uniform it is, those roofs. And here it just feels like they made that by I don't know, what they find on the beach. This is how it looks like. But they have some decent road in some areas. A bit more chaotic. They have more trees, which this one they cannot say that, so they should plant more trees here. but it's much bigger community there, definitely. Here a bit more spread around, but again, probably the condition is not as great. And look at this, they just live right next to it. So see, rich and poor, side by side, having the same struggles. This one probably is gonna be a resort. So yeah, oh, that's a nice beach, bay area, whatever it is there. It's a nice yard, and have a pool there, a nice house. Yeah, it looks great. This is how everybody should live, but probably gonna see that when the population is gonna go under 500,000. We're gonna see closer to that. But even like that, when right now, some of them they're doing pretty well, but also a significant part of them they're doing extremely poor. So yeah, but at least they have something. Here I want to check again, they have those new community constructed. Unfortunately, again, we cannot go into inside them. Here we can see some of them, they are probably unfinished. Others, they have some nice small plants, trees here. Others, they just got pretty much nothing, which is pretty bad. So yeah, but again, the problem here is those small yards. See, whoever approved this project, not a great guy. They have a lot of land here, and they should supply this land for whatever developer it is, to make the houses lower in the price, make it more affordable, and have more land for those people. That would be a much better solution for the future. You can actually have a house that you will enjoy it for the rest of your life. Now the road here not so great, and this is 2023. I don't think they improved that much by now, and the quality of those 360 is pretty bad. Yeah, here things are not looking great at all. Not so great. Let's check them here. Ooh, again, road pretty bad, but the house here I kind of like it. Yeah, roads in this region pretty far away from a decent one. Not so great. Somebody put the arrow wrong. Yeah, not on my taste. Ooh, this is a new one. No, it's a old one, but looks like it's an abandoned, or maybe like a hurricane come past here. A lot of people living here. When you look at those numbers, you might say, oh, maybe there are just not that many people. 2.5 million, 3 million. How many was? Almost 3 million people. But they are a lot of houses for 3 million people. A lot of them. Here again, we don't have that much information, but it seems to do pretty decent. They have some nice trees here. Unfortunately, I wish I can see this one. It looks pretty good from above. This one you can see clearly much poorer communities, not that much green, but here much better. I don't see pools, so that's an indication of how well they're doing, I guess, at some point. But at least they have trees, which is a lot to be said, I would say. But let's check those ones again. Probably recently built, but not that many trees. Trees is gonna improve so much. It's gonna look 10 times better with trees. That's an expensive car, by the way. House doesn't look exactly that appealing, but the car is expensive. I'm not sure exactly how much it's gonna cost a house here, but judging by how things are going in the world, it doesn't matter where you are. You could be in a third world country. If it's a nice neighborhood, it's gonna cost you more than an average house in a first world country. So they got that insane. So yeah, it is what it is. Oh, let's check those one. Definitely a different developer, different roofs here. They're not exactly all the same, maybe, but clearly it was developed by one, I think, one guy. It looks similar to each other, but not identically. Yeah, yards doesn't look that great. Bars here, even though from above that's even close, looks a bit decent. It looks at least with potential. On the ground level, things are a bit different than that. Doesn't look that appealing, I would say. Again, no trees, that's why they don't look so appealing. They don't have trees. Very small ones, very lower trees. Trees always gonna improve, and they are cheap also. Oof, let's see this one again. Probably hotels and all that stuff, so tourist industry. But yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. I mean, Jamaica it is pretty nice, but I'm not interested in those hotels rooms and all that nonsense. I want to see how those people living in an average place. Oh, they have some. Let's check the relief for the island. Yeah, it doesn't look that appealing, but at least it's nice there. I want to check this one on the beach or whatever the house it is there. Oh no, it's from somebody pool. Yeah, the island of Jamaica, you can see they have some, not mountains, but some hills each and there, which is making it look even better. Not sure exactly how high this peak it is, but let's check it. Probably like, if they have a 1000 meter, it's pretty good. Whoa, it's 2000 meters. Oh, it's actually pretty high. You can even call it a mountain. Nice place, Jamaica, but still impoverishment, poverty. Hopefully again that they realize that there are too many and they're gonna continue this declining in population, and until they're gonna reach an actually good number, manageable number. I would say no more than 500,000, but it is kind of an arbitrary number. I don't make some calculation, but 500,000 for this island seems the right amount of people to can actually have their own spaces and not jamming them together. And it's gonna have coming with time because they have to become more efficient. So you can see even an improvement in the economics. Flourishing, you know. Ooh, that's a nice waterfall here. A bit packed with people, which I kind of don't like it that much, but yeah. Ooh, and they have some construction there, and actually can park your car and go there. Yeah, I think the island it looks pretty nice, hugely developed. Again, the population was kind of booming at some point. I wish we can have some more numbers from 1800. Would be interesting to see, but we don't have it. Most likely, the population is going to be much lower then, and I think the world should go back to the population that was like around 200 years ago, around that number. Much more manageable and much better, I would say. But with time, we're gonna see how that is gonna play. Now here, I'm not sure exactly. Probably it's a resort, but not exactly fancy one. Yeah, from above, how they live, not so bad. Clearly, I don't see that 3,000 per capita, whatever it was. How much it was? In the economic wise, it was 7,800. Let's say 8,000 per capita. Seems a bit higher, not by much, but a bit higher. Also, it's a nice place to live. It's like a nice island. Cars wise, from 2016, pretty good also. Yeah, I kind of like it here. A lot to improve. The good things, again, population's going down. Bad things, corruption doesn't go down, which is pretty bad in that department. If they will have a corruption much lower, much lower, I can assure you, it will look much better, and also the crime rate much lower. It will look even with the same economy, but they will not have the same economy. They can have a much better economy. But if they say they have the same economy, it will look much better. Yeah, here the road not so great. So pretty nice country, especially if you go on a vacation. Here I can see that, especially if you go on the beach, looks pretty good. It's Caribbean island, let's face it. Come on, that's why you go here. That's why you go in those places. It looks nice. It looks appealing. It looks right. It looks exactly how you expect how it's supposed to look. It looks great. Yeah, I guess well, that's Jamaica. I think we see enough. Like I say, recommendation. I don't think I'm gonna measure it to make recommendation, but I would like to see again that trend in population, in lowering population, continuing. Also, crime rate going down. What are those? Tires? Population going down, crime rate going down, corruption going down, better education system, a better medical system, better roads. They seems to have some issues in that department too. Otherwise, yeah, and housing planning, they need some changes there. otherwise pretty decent, I would say. So yeah, for a country like this with this economy, they could have a decent number. We're gonna see about 2050 how they're gonna go with those numbers, but pretty decent, I would say. Pretty decent, especially for a vacation, not so bad. So yeah, check the other videos and see you next time.